I would just like to show you some of my current ideas, information I've gathered on the Junkyard Mini Deltic. This engine, if you haven't previously seen, is an engine I would like to build based off of a Deltic by the Napper company. They're based in England. I'm not sure if they're still in business. But basically, I really want to build this engine. I do not have the resources to build it currently. I will very soon be able to drive and whatnot, and hopefully at that point I can start on this engine, but it all depends. And I really want to build this, but you know, some things you just can't do when you want to. So as of now, it's just currently gathering information, but just a cheesy little cover page. I put it in a packet so I would quit getting stuff on it because it deserves better. That is a screenshot from Charger Miles' first video of this engine. He's the one that thought of it, by the way. And I also added that as a nice touch. I got most of this from one particular website, and I will post that in the description so they get their credit. I'm not sure of their information, or I'm not sure of their name off the top of my head, but I'll prove it later. So I just got some basic history of the engine here and some design features, and just a nice bit of information on the original bore stroke, you know, stuff like that. Some design pictures, and I have quite a couple pages of this. Nice original documents. Figured all this would well go into lubrication system, engine cooling, controls, stuff like that. This next set of information I kind of spliced together from what I found on the internet. Here's a nice, this engine, although it's 4, I threw this one in here simply because it might actually, someone could maybe make this out of 4 V8s, let's see, 90-degree V8s and put them together, but I'm not going to do that. But I want to use the 3 V6s, but a little cross-section of it. I know this isn't the best quality because it's on paper, but it's a picture of the original engine. Look at that big old air intake. It's so beautiful. I could fit my head up in there. That's a big engine. Oops, I lost the page. This is how it ran, and I left this white space down here because if I need to make notes, I can. I can read all that. I don't know if you guys can. It's kind of blurry for you when I get up close, but that's how a typical diesel works. That's the Deltic design, and I got these banks of exhaust. Now this is exhaust. That's intake, and you can look all this up if you want to know how it runs, or go see some of Charger Miles' previous videos. I just more information on how the engine runs, and this is 1 cylinder still. That's some exhaust port and some more information. This is when they start stacking them. And now we're on to some more information like cylinder firing sequence. That's going to be helpful. And then here is some data, some designing equations that I included because I thought they could be helpful. I also have this. This is probably the best computer-based sketch I have about how the Deltic goes together. Basically, because I haven't previously explained it, you would have 3 V6 blocks mounted like this. This is a V6, a GM motor, I believe is what he had. I'm not sure. And you have to get 3 of them, and then you have to make a custom head like that. And I have a couple models of some of the parts. Like I have a model of the head, and I believe something else. I don't remember. And you just hook them together in a fashion where they're synchronized, and one engine's actually turning. One engine turns clockwise, and the other 2 turn counterclockwise. I believe is how it is. That synchronizes them at the same time. And this is now getting to my hand sketches, and that's stuff I'm currently working on. Ignore my truck. That isn't supposed to be in there. My little ugly. Whew, great drawing right there. Actually, that one is going to leave. I don't even know why it's in there. Ignore that. So, here's the original drawing I did on it. I just keep everything I have on the engine. I had this set up wrong, so kind of ignore that, but give you a rough idea of what this one might look like. This is the head, what it would comprise of. You know, got your these are just basically steel pipes the spark plugs thread in. It isn't going to be diesel. It would be a 2-stroke petrol engine. Oh gosh, I'm picking up British slang now. Or I guess that's British proper, whatever. Anyway, then you got your 2 plates, and that just bolts right where your head would go. You eliminate the valves. Here's timing. Basically, you have to, the engines, these 2 cylinders would come together, and then this one flips, goes on the top, and this timing allows all the pistons to line up like they should, and this is hard to wrap your head around, I'm not going to lie. Quick sketch. This is oil I did. I know it's faded. These are like 6 months old, these drawing. It's just some graphite pencils. But just what I would do with the oil. I'd probably have a dry sump race car setup is what I'm thinking. I'm not entirely sure. I also have to make a custom oil pan, which that would be fairly easy. Oil pans are just basically bowls at the bottom of the engine. But I'll have to kind of make it a boot shape so it catches the oil and it keeps it off of, let's see if it, yeah, there's a good drawing. Keeps it off of the crank area so there isn't oil pooling here and getting thrown up and down. I mean, that might work, but I don't know about how that would work with the rings and whatnot. Also have to kind of make a splash guard. And let's see, this is only vehicle I could ever think. I don't even know if I'd put it in a vehicle, probably wouldn't. Only thing I could ever think it would fit in is to have it in the back of a pickup truck, have the drive shaft coming down, have your transmission and clutch here. So you have to have it interesting there, to come down at an angle, have your transmission sitting under the truck like it normally is. It would have to go in backwards, manual transmission, of course, and then have it going to a front wheel drive. That's the only thing I could ever think of, but that isn't important. That's putting the cart way ahead of the horse. This is on the head and the ports. I have other videos on this. On the head. It's carbureted, by the way. No fuel injection for me. No siree Bob. This is the... let's see. That drawing is not good. I have a better one. So I'll skip that. This is some more on the head design. Some kind of internals of what it would look like. You use the water jacket as a manifold. I'm not going in extreme detail. This is more on the pistons. You'd have to have a full skirt piston, which is giving me a hard time. Also, you need a crank shaft set up like a V8, not like the V6s are. And so I need to find a V6 block that could accept a V8 crankshaft if I cut cut 2 of the ends off and welded back on the thing. It's complicated. I can all make separate videos if anyone has questions. Then here's the gear phasing, how it would have to be. These are your crankshafts. Wow, look how faded that is. They're not faded, smudged. This engine is the one that turns opposite direction of these 2, and these are just accessory drives and chain tensioners and whatnot. And that's a block. That's an annoying sibling. This is what you mount all your gears on, sprockets and whatnot. And then this is the clutch assembly. So basically, this is what I just showed you over here. And then going through the engine, this is through the middle hole here. You have probably a semi-truck clutch, just because I don't know how much raw power this would produce. Probably a lot. It would be a monster. But very large too. Anyone has any idea on a good cast iron block? Common V6, it has to be a 60 degree. Am I even remembering this stuff right? It's been a while. Just let me know. But yep, that's update so far. Very quickly, here's some models I made for the Deltic. I found them out of goldfish boxes. This is an example of what the head looks like in 3D, or would. Very bad, I know, but it just connects the 2 banks of cylinders on either side. It would go in between the 2 V6 blocks. You'd have 3 of these. You would also have spark plug holes on here, here, and here. And some way to cool it, probably cooling fins and a water jacket maybe in this thick plate. And then here is, I guess, a close-up of this. In the water jacket, this is in the engine block itself. The water jacket is this open area. This is the outside of the engine. This is the sleeve, and then these are your ports you had to make, little pipes that go in between. But that's it.